Welcome to the Somerset Business Success Strategies video blog. The mission of our blog is to be your playbook for creating happiness and building business value. It's been a few weeks since we've had a posting specifically dedicated to this idea of creating happiness. As I reflected on this over the long holiday weekend, I realized it was time to go to the dentist, specifically Dr. Paddy Lund. You can learn more about Paddy at his website, PADDILUND.com. His book is called Building the Happiness-Centered Business, and it is a masterpiece of wisdom and simplicity. It's a very quick and enjoyable read, and it makes a compelling case for reevaluating our business practices at their very core. There are several big thoughts in his book. My favorite is the concept that we all too often get caught up in the cycle of trying to buy happiness with unhappiness. The point that he makes is we may spend 40 or more hours a week settling for working somewhere that does not make us happy. We engage in this misery in order to earn a paycheck with which we attempt to purchase happiness in the form of cars, houses, vacations, etc. This is a foolish and futile endeavor, to say the least. Paddy suggests turning this model upside down and striving to create happiness at work. If you succeed in that effort, then you can leverage those results in creating more happiness at work, at home, and in the world itself. Therefore, as an employee, you should seriously reconsider employment that does not make you happy. As an employer, you can significantly differentiate yourself and win the war for talent by focusing on manufacturing happiness, not just products and services. There are two more thoughts in his book that I'd like to share with you. The first is that the key to simplifying business and making the consistent creation of happiness possible is systems. Without business systems, you are simply left with chaos. Paddy's emphasis on systems reminded me of a quote from another favorite business guru of mine. The quote is as follows: "Procedure is what separates us from the evil forces of chaos." End quote. Buzz Lightyear. The other big thought that I wanted to leave you with from Dr. Lund's book is that he discovered that most of the unhappiness in his business was not related to the amount of money that they made or the pace at which they worked, but that it was largely determined by the way he and his teammates treated each other. He put all of these concepts together into something that he calls his courtesy system. It's 8 performance standards to create happiness at work. Performance standard number 1 is to speak very politely using a person's name and to say please and thank you at a minimum. The remainder of the courtesy system is just as simple and filled with common sense. The reason it works is that common sense is not very common and therefore must be indoctrinated within your business's culture. Now, you may be wondering how something so small as a rigorously enforced courtesy system could make such a huge difference in organizational results. Well, the answer to that speculation or quandary is contained in Malcolm Gladwell's book, The Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. Gladwell describes the science behind the solution as the criminology concept of the broken windows theory. This theory is also highlighted in detail in Rudy Giuliani's leadership book. The metaphor of the broken window theory is that it is much more likely for a normally law-abiding citizen, or even the criminally inclined, to throw a rock through a window in a vacant house if there's already at least one broken window. It's about the power of context. The example that is given in both Gladwell and Giuliani's books is the amazing transformation of the city of New York. They were once one of the most crime-infested big cities in America, and they reinvented themselves into one of the safest cities in America all within the decade of the 90s. The even more amazing factor is the way that they did it. They reduced their murder and other violent crimes rate by prosecuting misdemeanors like squeegee men, public urination, graffiti, and turnstile jumping. So the question I want to throw out to you, the participants, is what systems do you use to manufacture happiness at work? Thank you.